Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Well, Donald testified today is every bit the disaster that one might expect it to be. In my reading yesterday, I thought he would go after the law clerk. He didn't exactly. They did bring her up in there during their arguments, but he didn't go after her per se. He went after the judge and Letitia James plenty, though. But he managed to keep his mouth mostly quiet about the law clerk. And the other thing, when I was saying, I had pulled this, I just rewatched the video because I wanted to see what I said and compare it to how things unfolded today. And that 7 of Wands I had pulled out, and I was saying, he'll fight every battle. I guess that also meant every ounce of testimony too, because everything was just a pontification of witch hunt and how wonderful he is and his business acumen. Whatever. So, very contentious. Didn't answer the questions. Trying to rein him in and force him to participate like a normal person didn't work. It's pretty obvious that the Trump team is trying to somehow get a mistrial or win something on appeal, saying the judge is biased. Both Fifth Column did a nice video on that today. Basically saying appeals courts basically look at the transcripts. And they read the transcripts of what's been allowed and what's been struck from the record. What's been stricken from the record isn't there. So they just read the transcripts and they're going to look for bias in the transcripts. Basically, this angle of trying to win on the appeal isn't going to work. And all they're going to see is Trump and his lawyers antagonizing the judge and the staff. This is going to be a very expensive mistake on Donald Trump's part. But come on down. Entertainment purposes only. Let's be entertained. So, how did Donald Trump's testimony impact this case? Well, it shows that he's unhinged. He's just... He believes what he wants to believe. He ignores what he wants to ignore. There's no reasoning with him. He's unreasonable. And that unreasonableness, he's just a very disturbed person. And again, underneath it all, there's a lot of anxiety with Donald Trump. The Trump team was saying, he did fantastic. But of course, that's what they're going to say because everybody around Donald Trump is a sycophant. Sycophant. They kiss his butt. They're yes men. The burden was on Donald Trump to try and save this, and he didn't succeed. He just did not. This was way too much for him to do. In the past, we have temperance. Good Lord, I hate to see if he was actually holding back. Ooh, because if that's holding back, man, you've got some real self-control issues there. In the back is in the past is temperance. I think this is reversed. This is him not purifying things. This is him poisoning and trying to make things toxic in that environment. He went forward in the court case today. He was a unwilling, uncooperative witness. He certainly pontificated on everything he thought was going on, from unfair judges to political witch hunts to perfect evaluations of his property to assuming that there were no mistakes on the documents that he signed to whatever. His lawyers were unhinged, especially Miss Habba outside giving a political speech out there, but that's for another reading. Overarching energies. This is the end. This is it. The defense will call witnesses, but this was the key witness. This was the key testimony. This is what was going to seal the deal. And I'm sure he sealed the deal with his testimony, but not in the way that he wanted to. Judgment will come from this. He was argumentative with the lawyer. He was argumentative with the judge. screaming it was unfair and he should have had a jury and so on and so forth. At one point, the judge even told the lawyers to get their client under control, and if they didn't, he would dismiss Donald Trump and assume negative inferences for everything. And that didn't even calm Donald Trump down. So the judge just kind of let it go and let Trump ramble so that this case wouldn't win on appeal. And, in the end of the day, what was happening was Donald wasn't answering the questions anyway. So whether or not you try to get him to answer yes, no, or let him ramble forever, it wasn't going to matter. They pretty much know what happened. They gave him a chance to explain it. He chose not to. He chose just to ramble on and try and justify what he did by not justifying what he did. He had one shot at this. They gave him a shot. He blew it. And rather than trying to force him to be normal, he can't. He's not capable. The judge did a really good job of keeping his temper. He did raise his voice once or twice, and then you've got the soundbite quote of, "I'm not here to listen to what he says." But if you take it in a vacuum, it sounds bad, but the following sentence was, "I'm here to hear him answer the questions that are being asked." Not what he wants to say was basically, "I'm not here to listen to him pontificate and editorialize. I'm here for him to answer questions and respond in facts." So the judge did a pretty good job of keeping his cool. Trump was very angry and agitated off and on through his testimony. But I think what people got to see with this is just how Donald can't keep his temper under control. He can't keep his emotions under control. And he's a burdensome person. So Donald did himself no favors on this in this trial with his testimony. Pause to pick up cards. I'm dropping on the ground here. Pause. Also checking to make sure I'm putting them in the correct orientation. I don't want to accidentally put reversals in there. Okay, so Donald's testimony was pretty much a swing and a miss. Maybe if you're MAGA, you thought he was really strong and powerful or something. No, that's not what happened. All right. Oh, God. Kind of want to throw on his lawyer. Hang on for a second. Let me get her name right. I was close. Alina Habba. Okay, I said it's going to be for another reading. I'll do it on this one. It doesn't have to be a big one. The other day when she was referring to Donald and Eric Trump as children. So much for their egos, huh? Grown-ass men being called children by their dad's lawyer. Oh my God. I'd be so humiliated. Whatever. And then her basically going out there and saying that Letitia James ran for the mayor and lost, and she's going to lose this court case, and America is a disaster, and Trump 2024, and all this stuff. So that all of that is because Trump wants those yes men. He wants those cheerleaders. That's what he expects. A completely unprofessional, unloyal thing to do, but she does it because she's getting paid. So, is it because she's getting paid? Let's see. What is this woman's jam? What's her deal? For Carter, I'm not that interested. She's scared of him. She's scared of him, and she's scared for her job. She's somebody who's constantly looking over her shoulder. You can also see somebody telling her what to do, and then she just does it because she's a foot soldier. She just does what she's told. This is not, if you wanted a lawyer card here, you want swords. You don't want Wands. Wands is somebody who's going to go out and do something, which is great. We like action. But this person is beaten and weary. They're not a self-motivated person. They're a person who's ordered to do something and then does it. So they're not a self-starter. What do we have underneath that? There's the money. It's money. It's big money. Yeah. Why is she doing this? Because she's being told to. Again, this was the cards I threw the other day about Donald were, I'm paying the big bucks. I expect results. So go do what I tell you to. If you don't do what I tell you to, I'm not going to pay you what I owe you. I'm going to pay you nothing, almost nothing here. And so this, again, Chris Keiss and Alina Habba just here begging for crumbs from King Donald here. She's got to be careful. Okay, so maybe this isn't jail. Maybe she does have to be very careful. But I think if she was part of a law firm, she may not be part of a law firm when she's done with this. She's going to be taking a break. And it may not be a voluntary break. I have to see what her background of her law firm is. But if she's not the the principal of her law firm or married to the principal, she might be leaving. It might be being told to leave. Go take a break. Go spend time with your family type of thing. I'm gonna go look it up real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So she is a managing partner of Habba, Madeo and Associates. Basically, she's like one of the primary. There's 5 people in the law firm, and she and this other person are probably the 2 head honchos, and she basically runs the shop. So when we look at this card, this probably isn't them firing her, but this could be the other partner leaving or asking her to leave type of thing. Or the business not doing well. There might be, maybe they get some extra business, maybe things go quiet on her. I don't see a big future for her and her law firm with this court case. You can imagine that they are, well, there's 5 people there. That's a lot of resources for this case. And if all those resources are helping this case, and then say Donald Trump, this is why she's jumping through hoops. If Donald Trump doesn't pay, he basically crushes her law firm. She's way too small to not be paid by a huge client like that. And Chris Keiss got his $3 million up front. I don't think she did. That's why she's doing this. That's why she's out there just, stumping for him. Because he's not going to pay her. He is not going to pay her. Certainly not going to pay her everything. She'll be lucky if she gets anything. She's going to get pennies on the dollar. That 4 of Wands and that 4 of Swords, if he doesn't pay her, I think her business is toast. They won't be able to pay the associates working there, or they'll be really in debt to that, and that law firm may not survive. Okay, I kind of want to ask that now. Okay, so will her law firm survive? How is her law firm going to be impacted by this trial? That's what I think is happening here. Well, that's interesting. Glad I read up on that. That's it. It was a foolish decision. You looked at all the benefits of representing Donald Trump, but none of the consequences of it. There she is again, doing what she's told. That was a dang fool thing to do. You should have followed Chris Keiss's lead. Rushing forward to help. Legal things. I am not excited at the prospect of her and her law firm getting paid. I am not excited by that prospect at all. She might have to sue him. She might have to take him to court to get paid. There's that evil laugh that y'all love so much. It's just the irony, right? Can you imagine? She's been arguing for him. He's got this reputation. Chris Kai certainly got paid up front. I don't think she did. And now, after defending the guy who's screwed over every subcontractor he's ever used, entertainment purposes only, by never paying him, he's going to do the same thing with her, just like he's done to other attorneys. Good luck. Entertainment purposes only. I could be wrong. Good luck collecting. If you haven't collected money up front, good luck, honey. It's going to be a challenge. Okay. I'm going to leave it on this one. I'm going to record a separate video for Ivanka rather than just pollute this one to make it like a an hour-long video on that. I don't think Trump moved the ball down the field with this one, and I think he's going to be held to account for his behaviors on there, and I do not think his appeal is going to go through. So, he is who he is, and we got to see it on full display for a civil trial. I'm really curious to see what happens in a criminal trial. And we'll get those in just a few months. Thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for all your likes and your shares and everything you do to feed YouTube so that my video makes it out to new viewers. To those new viewers, welcome to the channel. Hope you found this reading entertaining and insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.